if you didn't get it, I don't like to lay things out and talk to you like you're stupid or something. And if you get that feeling, I'm sorry. But, I'm not just talking to you. I'm talking to a lot of people that come in on the spectrum in many different ways and different levels. And it's hard to accommodate everyone. And if I don't if I don't speak down in a way, I lose a lot of people, and I don't want to lose people. So you have to give me a give me a minute because I don't want to lose people. And if you're smart enough to figure out what I'm saying, don't, it's not a bad thing. And it might be harder to listen, but I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna do it anyway. So, if you can't figure it out, that with what I did with giving the money to the women and I spared the women from hell. I spared all the women. I didn't tell one woman to give money away. I didn't tell one woman to transfer accounts. And every single female on this planet was saved from hell. Saved from hell. And I'll tell you what, the devil, he didn't want any of the men. Same reason I don't want them. He wanted the women. The women were the prize that he didn't get. So he got the men. He's stuck with the men. He don't want them. He's gonna try to figure out a way to give them back to me. I don't want them either. And now you know why. They weren't faithful. They didn't believe in me. Why do I want them? I don't need them. I got all the women. And I don't know, the women love their men and stuff like that, but this is more important. This is different. Women value money differently. They use it more of a tool than a weapon, and men use money as a weapon. They would give their money, their wife, an allowance. That's why I use that word, allowance, because they use the word with their wife, and their kids. I'll give you an allowance, because they go to work, they're king or something. Because they make the money, they're king. But it's not the fact. It's not the case. They love money so much they'd rather go to hell to keep what little bit they got. And it's nothing. I don't care. Musk has no money. He has very little money compared to spending eternity in hell. I just, and I did what I could. You saw what I did. I did what I could to save them from going to hell. I didn't condemn them. I didn't give them no way out. Like you, the girls, I gave you no way to go to hell because you weren't on the list. But for them, and look, they ran this for many years, many centuries and centuries, and they ran it into the ground. And it was all for personal gain, personal wealth. The gold, the diamonds, the oil, the control over other men. They weren't nice to other men. Women are nice to other women, for the most part. I mean, they're not about dominating them and being a top bitch. I mean, like Leona Helmsley, she was top bitch, but she was swimming in a pool of sharks that were men, and she became a man. She became the monster they created. So you can't use somebody like that as an example of how women get along with women. She wasn't hanging out with women. She was hanging out with old men that treated her like nothing, like garbage. They had zero respect for her. And she transmuted that into zero respect for her help, for other people, her own granddaughter and stuff. So, but it worked out good for the granddaughter and stuff. And I don't know about for the help, but she didn't give the help to the granddaughter any money, and I think that was a good thing. And She gave all the money to dogs, to the kennels, and that's not a bad thing. You know, she could have done something bad with it, but I think the reason she did it wasn't a good one. And the reason she did it was to just screw everybody in her family and screw anybody that thought was going to get money from her. You know, it's like, you ain't getting it, the dog's getting it. You know? So it was just an FU kind of thing. But, women relate to women much differently, and I love the way they do it. I see them do it, and I'm jealous of the way they do it, you know. And it doesn't matter, black, white, Chinese, they all get along. They all take care of one another. They all work together. I mean, it's a no-brainer to give the world to the woman. It's a no-brainer. And that's why the apple, the whole thing, that was where we lost the brain. What was it, the tree of knowledge? Yeah, it wasn't knowledge that was in that tree. You know, but we're correcting the past, you know. And everybody, I blew up a bomb on the planet. I set off a bomb on the planet. You know, like they drop bombs in Israel, Palestine, and Ukraine, and when they drop one bomb, they blow up maybe 1 billion, one building or part of a building. I lit off one bomb that hit every building on the planet at the same time. That's the difference between my bomb and their bomb. And my bomb was theoretical. It wasn't boom, boom. It was theoretical. It was in the mind. It was in the heart. And the bomb just went like you wouldn't believe. And nobody on this planet, nobody, not an Eskimo in Alaska, nobody's going to be the same because of that bomb I set off. You know, and the bomb was love. And that's why nobody died, because it was love. You know. So everybody's life is going to get better because it was love. That was the bomb. Love. Those bombs in Israel, those bombs in Ukraine, those are bombs of hate. Every bomb they light off is a bomb of hate. And look what the damage it does. And, nobody's life gets better with those bombs. Everybody gets hurt. Nobody got hurt with my bomb. They all woke up. That was all. But the people of power, the people that build those hate bombs and use those hate bombs, they got hurt. And do we really care? Tell me we really care that we hurt Putin for his ego, or Trump, or Xi, or any of them, Kim. Are you really sad that I hurt them? I don't know. And if you are, go look in the mirror. But that's the difference. And it'll always be the difference. And that's why I rule the planet and nobody else does. Because nobody else could do what I did. And nobody else ever will do it again. It tells you there's something special going on. The special sauce.